This is eGeniuses Tech Show, episode
7.
7?
Got it.
7.
Yeah.
Jose knows what's up.
Yeah.
Episode 7. And today we're doing a slightly different format because we figure, you know what, we're all in the same place. We're all in the office. Why are we all looking at each other like over a webcam when everybody's just like,
I can see you
15 feet away. So anyway, we're going to do it a little bit differently today. Hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you think and give us feedback. Okay? So today we have a couple stories. You all know who we are. I'm Joey.
Jose.
Angela.
And, you know, today, I guess, what should we talk about? The MacBook Pro?
MacBook.
Yeah.
All right.
Picked and choose a little bit. Pick and choose a little bit from WWDC updates that was held, I think, on Monday, yesterday. And we think that one of the highlights from yesterday is the new MacBook Pro with the Retina Display.
Yes, that's one of my favorite features that I saw when we were checking the presentation yesterday.
And it doesn't come cheap. Starts at $21.99, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have it. I like the Retina.
Retina Display. What is it, like 2,000 something?
Let me see. I have it. It's 2880 by 1800.
Oh my god.
So that's huge. So compare that to the size of a HD TV, like a 1080p.
Yeah.
And what did they say? It's like
it's like twice or a little more than 2, right?
Yeah, because a 60-inch HD TV is 1920 by 1080.
Okay, so let's say 2/3
has
the size.
3 million more pixels than an HD TV.
Well, why am I looking at yours? I can look at it right
Oh
here.
yeah, I see it here now.
I'm not used to this whole thing where, you know, I'm right next to you guys.
So it has a 2.6 gigs quad-core.
Oh, i7. You can get an i7. So here's what I'm thinking, right?
That Retina one comes with the lowest you can get is a Core i7, I think.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think if you get a non-Retina one, you can go down to an i5, I think.
So you can easily get this up to $3,000 if you can figure it a certain way, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And here's my thinking. The screen is awesome. Ridiculous screen. Like if you have a 27-inch iMac, this screen is going to have a higher resolution than that,
It does, yeah.
So
it does.
that's one thing. Another thing, you have the Core i7, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a super fast processor.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah.
Right? What is it? Is it a quad-core probably with hyper-threading, something like that?
Quad-core with a 3.6 gig turbo boost.
Okay, so it can go to 3.6 if it needs to. And so this is definitely a desktop replacement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's portable too. That's what's crazy.
It's less than an inch high when it's closed. It's like 0.76, I believe, which is pretty thin for a heavy-duty desktop replacement computer.
And so it's thin. It's relatively light. It's 4.46?
Yeah, less than 5 pounds.
Okay.
And it has a good battery life, so they say 7 hours.
7 hours of battery life?
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
And flash storage.
Okay, that's actually more than even the screen. For me, I'm just amazed that they can get... I remember seeing something about 768 gigs of flash storage. A 768 gig SSD drive.
Yeah,
imagine how expensive that is if you just buy it. You know, on your own.
Exactly.
So that, if you think about it, when boot up time is going to be like a few seconds and just turning it on.
Because my MacBook Air turns on, just press the button and it's there already.
Yeah, like the day we had that contest.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to check that out, we have a video of where you did just a silly little boot up time race. We have that on our channel too if you want to check it out.
So like everybody always complains with the SSDs, like everybody knows that they're really fast, but they complain about space. I think we're starting to move slowly to that point where we can have both.
Yeah.
You can have the speed of an SSD, but then, you know, eventually I believe that everybody's going to have a 1 terabyte SSD drive in their laptop.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about dropping it because there's no moving parts. There are no moving parts in that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. What else is going on with this MacBook Pro? One thing I've been reading is that you need to have apps that support the Retina display.
Yeah, because it'll upscale them to a point, but it's not going to look as fantastic as it would if it was made for that type of display. So they're scrambling to, do the update. But you have to also think of it this way. That's only one computer that can handle that resolution. But I guess it'll just scale down for the rest of us.
Did you see that article recently on, I think it was Engadget or The Verge, where they talk about how they compare how the text looks on Chrome on the new MacBook Pro
No,
versus on Safari? So I guess Safari, of course, is optimized for the Retina Display.
Yeah, they're trying to make that the one that... They're trying to make Chrome obsolete, because with all the new updates that... what's the new operating system called? Mountain Lion. They've pretty much put out of business a lot of apps, and so maybe they're trying to push Chrome out there too.
Yep.
There was this. Oh, here it is. The web is going to look hideous on the new Retina MacBook Pro. What is that about?
Websites aren't equipped for that kind of resolution, I guess. I'm curious to see what everything's going to look like.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So what do you do? I mean, does that mean that you're supposed to put higher resolution images on your website to accommodate? That means it's going to take more bandwidth.
Slower, which could hurt your SEO, which could hurt people who are just trying to view your site.
Right.
And so it's sort of like maybe they're just trying to set the bar. Initially. And then say, okay, everybody play catch up now.
Yeah.
And it's just maybe forcing everyone to be better.
Right.
And that goes from everyone to cable providers. Like, hey, all these images are so much bigger. You need to be able to handle the bandwidth now.
Can you imagine?
Everybody has
so it's long reaching what they're doing. It touches a lot of markets.
So here's another thing. A lot of the Apple stuff is now Retina or high pixel density.
Yeah.
The iPads, the new MacBook Pro. I'm sure some of the new iMacs that they're going to come out with are going to have some
they
sort of...
They didn't announce anything
They didn't,
yesterday.
But how could they not, right?
Everybody's a little bit disappointed about the lack of desktop updates.
Right.
I think they're going to wait till later in the year in September or
Hopefully
so.
They come, maybe for the school, back to school stuff.
School, and it's supposed to be a new iPhone in September too, right?
Or June or something. No, it's June right now. Yeah, September.
So I think they're just waiting to put it all in one huge presentation and say, hey, new iPhone, new this,
new iMacs, new Mac Pros.
And here's your iOS 6.
Bam, yeah, finally, now here's your iOS 6.
What I was thinking is, like, what's going to happen, let's say, like you're saying, if people are going to start using high-resolution images for all the new Macs that are coming out, then it kind of forces the other, the PC side to step up their game and start making some high-resolution displays also. Yeah. I think that's how technology works, basically. Right?
Yeah, someone always does something a little bit better. Everyone tries to play catch-up, and then the whole industry is like, okay, we're moving forward. We're going in this direction because these people have set the tone.
Before we move on to iOS 6, I want to just quickly talk about the fans. Did you see the fans that they're using in there?
I heard about it, but I didn't...
The asymmetrical...
Yeah, so asymmetrical, most fans, they're exactly the same all around.
Yeah.
Where these, they use, I guess, asymmetrical, so it's not perfectly symmetrical. And I guess the idea is that instead of making a certain pitch, right, like a certain high-pitched sound, it's all across the sound...
so it cancels each other out.
Yeah, you can't really pinpoint where the sound is, right?
That's a good idea.
That sounds good. I'm excited about that. I'm wondering how long these fans last because Macs do have problems with overheating. Yes. So that's cool that they're high efficiency and they're not noisy. But hopefully they cool down the computer with that i7 and all the powerful stuff that they have in there. So that and then the dual microphones. I guess that's kind of cool. It's kind of like the Android phones where
the noise canceling. Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I wish I could get it now.
We should pool our resources,
but I can't really.
An office one.
I can't really. I'm gonna have to sell my desktop and all my other.
Yeah, sell this TV. Sell everything.
I gotta sell that camera too, and this camera right here, and this microphone. Cool. So what's next? iOS 6.
iOS 6.
New features.
Yeah, they previewed iOS 6 yesterday. It's not gonna come out until the fall though, which always kind of sucks, but it gives you that time to build up and get excited about it. There's a few things that I like, a few things that I don't. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I was super happy how they said they were going to have turn-by-turn navigation.
Yes.
They dropped Google Maps officially.
Yes.
They're working with TomTom now and a few other companies that they bought. And so they have turn-by-turn navigation, but it's limited to, and they say iPad 2 or greater, or if you have an iPhone 4S. So everyone that has an iPhone 4 like me or lower is left out of the cold. We're still on Waze.
That sucks because like iPhone 4 could totally handle it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it can't.
Yeah.
You know, my old I forget which Android device, Eris.
Oh man.
Phone that could do turn by turn.
Yeah. See, that was one of the things that I'm kind of disappointed about the new features on the Mac software. That all of these features were already on Android since like version 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have been like crappy looking graphics and stuff, but they were there. You know, like I remember doing turn by turn on my G1 with like Android 1.0 or something.
Yeah. That's very true. Like even with the notifications, like when you guys had notifications, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had notifications, but then it finally came out. You know, after you guys have had it since the beginning. So, Apple tends to do that.
Apple, a lot of times what they do is they take something that's already in existence, but they make it look 10 times better. Yeah. And they make it 10 times easier.
Integrate it super, you know, it fits perfectly with their current operating system.
They refine it to what they're going to be using it for, like specifically in the way that it works with the iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, they have like a very specific purpose. Like this is what this does, and that's it. Like
I was thinking about it when I saw the presentation. I forget who was doing it, but when they showed the new maps and how it showed you can do 3D view. Yeah. All right. Well, Android and Google Maps has been able to do that for a long time, where you can see the buildings. It was vector-based, and you can zoom in and out. That's nothing new, right? I think what they did, they always add something like a little bit special, right? Yeah. When you put in a 3D mode, that by default, it goes into like where it flies around. Yeah. And it pans around, so it's just like one small thing like that.
It's like completely unnecessary. Yeah. Nobody is flying over the city like that. Nobody drives that way, you know, unless you're in a helicopter or something. So it's just that wow factor.
Yeah, just one cool thing is enough.
Yeah. It wouldn't be an Apple product or service without that, I think.
One thing that I've noticed that eventually when they get it all, you know, worked out correctly and all that, all the GPS companies are going to be out of business.
That's what
like
they're saying, yeah. The
Garmin or the whatever other ones are called, you know, people are not going to be buying portable GPS.
They're going to be reduced to those specialty like hikers and like those types of outdoors people that really need the awesome performing ones because they're going so deep into like the jungle or the woods. Yeah. Whereas like the normal, weekend hikers, like I have my phone. Yeah. It's cool, you know, and that's it.
Based on what you're saying, Jose, I guess it's safe to say that TomTom made a good
choice.
Move.
Yeah. Whoever initiated that contact, which is probably Apple. You know, so I'm surprised they didn't get Garmin.
I loved my Garmin before.
I would choose Garmin over TomTom.
I had a TomTom, so
you had TomTom.
You got me a TomTom.
You know
it was okay. TomTom was more friendly. Like
I guess
it tried to have that more playful sort of, I think, approach to it, whereas Garmin was like really serious.
I would choose the Garmin over the TomTom.
Yeah, they had better navigation though when it came down to it.
I still have one that I haven't used in a long time.
So traffic, it has that. We have Android has that turn by turn. Of course, we've had that.
Yeah, you guys have all that.
They don't have Street View though.
Yes, no Street View.
How useful is Street View?
You know, I like it when on my phone. You know, like I usually put it on the cup holder because I don't have a thing to mount it, and then it kind of resonates when it's talking. You know, turn left. Turn
it's
right.
like a little speaker.
And then when you arrive, it pops up the Street View of where you're going to.
Street View is one of my favorite features on the Maps desktop, like online. I can only imagine how helpful it is when you're driving.
I'm pulling up to the destination, and it says your destination is on the right. And bam, it puts the picture up. Yeah. And it's Street View right there on the phone. So that would be super cool if you can do that on the iPhone too.
Isn't that like so useful though? Yeah. Imagine like sometimes you're going to a place where you don't know
you've never been
what's nearby. But then you pull it up, shows it in Street View, and it says like, oh, here it is, and you see let's say you see a Starbucks, you see a Subway, you're like, oh, it's right in between the Subway and the Starbucks.
One thing
and you're like, oh,
that I didn't even think about until right now is, I remember when we were in San Francisco and we were utilizing the transit schedule on Maps. Yeah. will this have like walking directions and the bus schedule and stuff like that? I just thought about that right now, and that scares me a lot because that is a very useful feature.
So you mean you won't have that anymore?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, you won't because you won't have Google Maps anymore.
To provide that for me.
Yes.
I almost want to keep both. That's not going to be cool. You know how scary that is?
You have to keep me around.
Throughout the day that I was reading just random websites about the details, it did say that it didn't have transit or
I just
or
thought
any
about
of those
that.
type of things.
Walking directions are so important, especially if you live in the city or you're visiting a city.
Well, I guess you can just ask Siri.
I don't have Siri. I have an iPhone 4.
Well, she can tell you sports scores. And
on my iPad.
Oh.
Yeah, Siri can now do sports, give you movies, launch apps, and they partnered with Yelp and OpenTable to do restaurants, but that's about it for the Siri update.
I lost my way on Flipboard.
Another big thing, they integrated iOS with Facebook.
So what do you think about that? You guys are Facebook haters or what?
I don't use Facebook anymore.
I'm not that big of a Facebook
I still
user.
have it there, but it's just collecting dust.
Yeah. Just saying that it's just like how they integrated Twitter. You can share a photo from your gallery. You can send stuff directly to Twitter. It's just the same. You can send something directly to Facebook, share a photo from your gallery. All your contacts in your calendar will be merged. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What's the thing that you want to share from your iOS device, from your mobile, from your iPhone that you can't currently share with Facebook, or that takes a couple steps to do?
Like photos. Like say I take a photo and then I process it. Well, I guess if you process it through Instagram, you can send it directly to Facebook, but I don't have that set up because I don't typically share those things.
See, it's funny to me because I use an Android device, and I'm just used to being like, here's a photo, share to Facebook. Like, it just made me realize that, man, iPhone users, man, you guys have been suffering for a while.
What frustrates me, I think, the most is I'll open up an email message, and I'll be typing an email out to my brother or something, and I want to send him a photo like, oh, my newest high score. I screen capped the game that we always play against each other. And I'm like, oh, I wrote out the whole email. There's no option for me to open up and put a photo in there from the email, compose. I have to go to the gallery and then choose email photo from there, and it's really backwards. Like, I don't know. That's really frustrating for me.
I've noticed that about like iPhone is that you don't realize what you're missing out on really because everything else works well.
Attach file.
See, I don't have
you can
that
attach
option.
file. Or on Facebook, I guess if you wanted to send a photo, you'd have to go into Facebook and then attach it from the gallery from there. You can't be like browsing through photos like, oh, let me post this.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Let's see. So I'm gonna compose. I'm gonna just try it. Maybe it's been gone. See, let's see.
So what else?
Tap.
What else did they have in iOS 6? I guess there's a lot of
Why
stuff.
can't I do quote levels but not insert a photo?
I don't know. You can use you can do emoticons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see.
What else do we have?
Very quickly, shared photo streams. I don't really know what that is and why that's useful to me.
Passbook.
Passbook is kind of cool. What is that?
It is
It collects all your information for like your flight boarding pass or like
frequent buyer cards, like
at the market,
credit cards,
things like that.
Yeah.
So instead of having to carry around the little tag thing,
you just open that.
So
up.
instead of having a bunch of like different
instead of having your
cards?
key ring full of those cards, you can have it in your phone.
Okay. Virtual.
That's cool.
Plus, like, flight info and stuff, which is kind of interesting. And they say it's time and location based. So they say, oh, if your flight changes and it's in there, it lets you know. And if you're boarding at the wrong gate, it'll say you're at the wrong gate.
Okay. So that's interesting.
So we'll see how that works, though. We'll see how well it works. I don't know.
That's interesting. FaceTime, you can do it over cellular finally. Like, big deal.
Well, I mean, if you were jailbroken.
Yeah, I mean,
you could do it already.
They should have had that. That's like something that they should have had before. And like they can't make an announcement that they're finally doing something that they should have had like when they first announced it. Like that's not a big deal to me. I'm not impressed by that. The phone sent to voicemail, reply with message.
That's kind of cool. You guys have that, don't you?
Yeah.
What is it?
When somebody calls you on our Android device, you can swipe up and then say just text
Send
them
a
back.
regular text.
Yeah, and there's
predefined.
There's pre-recorded text messages. I just click it. And
that's cool. I'll like that when that comes out.
Have you ever used it though?
I use it all the time.
Really? Like I can't talk or I'm driving or something?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
I have it because That's the first thing that pops up because on my phone line I don't have voicemail. I cancel the voicemail. I just don't like people leaving voicemail,
messages. Yeah.
So instead of clicking the red to like send them to voicemail,
because it won't go anywhere.
Yeah, it won't go anywhere. It just hangs up. I just click up and press driving or whatever, you know.
So here, this one says, okay, I missed this, I guess, in the update yesterday. You will be able to add photos and videos to email messages with this new update. Okay. So that's something new.
All right.
And they have VIP inbox, which is just their version of priority inbox. You can note people as VIPs, so their messages are, you know, sort of filtered away, or they show up as a notification on your phone.
Hey, I just found the car holder app thing on Android. I'm installing it.
Oh, it's okay.
Did we lose the camera?
Oh, we lost the camera because...
Oh, man down.
It's okay.
Man down!
We still have that one. All right, so, better browsing. I mean, I'm tired of iOS 6, actually.
Yeah, let's move on.
When I see it, I'm sure it'll be cool.
We'll see how it works when it comes out, and it just... If you want to know more about it, check out Apple's website, because there are a ton of new features.
Okay, so I guess we'll go through this very quickly. The other two things are, I have the Samsung Galaxy S2 for T-Mobile, so officially called the Hercules, or T989 if you want to get real geeky.
Yeah.
But I guess officially today we're supposed to get ICS, and you can flash it over using keys.
Is it over-the-air update?
I don't think it's over there. I believe I haven't tried it because mine's already. I already have ICS.
Yeah.
I'm using some a ROM, and so I already have it. I'm curious because now that there's an official one, you can expect the Cyanogen and some of the better ROMs to come out because they're going to use the official stuff from the official one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. And then, real quick about the Galaxy S3.
S3.
I was excited, like, oh, quad-core, crazy on the phone. Right?
That was the biggest thing for me because we were all talking about that. Oh, when are they going to have quad-cores on a phone? And then they announced that phone. And it had it, and now they're releasing it here, and it's...
When I first heard about that phone, I was sold just on the quad-core option, and then now that it came out, it's dual-core.
Is it the novelty of having quad-core? Like, are you really going to utilize all that power if you had a quad-core?
You know what I was reading is that so many people are thinking, oh yeah, quad-core and all that, but a lot of the apps don't even have the capability of doing
to use it all.
To use it all and to do the switch or whatever the technical thing is, you know? So it's kind of a waste of...
It's almost not that big of a loss.
Yeah.
Seeing as how... I think it's just a little bit unfair to say, okay, well, Asia and Europe, you get to have this quad core, and US, it's the same phone, but you don't have it.
Do they have LTE 4G or whatever it's called over there?
They have pretty fast.
They have something... I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same.
I'm trying to figure out why would they make that decision to not put it in here and put the LTE chip instead.
Okay, so here's what I think about this. With ours is dual core 1.5 gigahertz, right? Do you ever feel like it's slow doing? I never complain like, oh man, I wish this was faster, like opening.
No,
I really don't have any complaints. Go ahead.
When I think back on my old phone, I had the Motorola backflip. That thing was slow.
Yeah.
When you compare it to your previous phones, you know.
But now that I'm used to it, I never even think about it. You know, just
my phone's pretty laggy sometimes.
Yeah. So the thing for me is like I would just like a quad core.
Yeah.
Just to tell people with
I have a
like,
quad
core.
core.
Man,
I mean,
quad core. What is yours?
Some people's computers aren't even quad core right now. So put it that way.
That's what I'm saying.
It's more of a novelty.
Yeah. For me, my main complaint is just that you can have the fastest phone in the world. But when your reception is not good and you're not getting good speed
or battery life,
those things are actually more important.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's probably why they went with not making it quad core. They went with a dual core, but then they upped the RAM.
Yeah.
Right? They doubled the RAM. So I guess
that's good.
It's 2
gigs. Wow.
2 gigs. So that's going to make a difference. More applications open.
All of that is almost more than my laptop.
Yeah.
So I think they're making a decision based on battery life and just overall, mainly battery life, actually.
Yeah.
Because I hate having to charge my phone all the time or worrying like, oh, I better not run this GPS because my battery's at 70%. I don't want to go down. So
you still have like the rest of the day and you don't want to.
Yeah. So I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I don't think quad core really is necessary. When they get to the point where they can do it and not sacrifice battery life, then I think it's worth it.
Yeah. I think everyone was just super excited when they came out with that announcement initially, though.
Cool.
But that means it's close.
Very close.
For the US. That means it's super close.
So to wrap up, I know you have to go, Jose.
I'm good. Yeah, a few more minutes.
So just very quickly, I have an app of the week, and my app of the week is for Android, and specifically for Ice Cream Sandwich, for ICS.
Yes.
The gallery on my phone is, the default gallery for ICS, the photo gallery. And what I've noticed is because it's synchronized with my Picasso Web or Google Plus Photos, whatever you want to call it, whatever they call it now. But it's synchronized with that, and it pulls the photos from my SD card and the internal memory that I've noticed it takes a long time to pull up. I could be if I want to post something, I notice that I have to wait seriously
for the photos
10 or 15 seconds for the photos to come up. I'm like, all I want to do is post this one photo.
And that's the default gallery?
Default gallery. Yeah. And so what I found is, I found a few programs, and the one that I really like is called QuickPic. There's another one called Picture in Light, but this one seems better for me. It has a lot of cool features, but mainly it's fast.
QuickPic.
Yeah, you can sort it. The thing I like is you can include certain folders. You can exclude certain folders. You can hide certain photos. Right? So I don't use any of those, but it's there if you need it. You can do slideshows.
The screenshots look pretty cool too.
It's free and it's fast. Good.
Yes.
So try it out. If you don't like it, then you can just delete it.
Yeah, I just tried mine and I have 930 photos to open. It's it does take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's really slow on Ice Cream Sandwich though, on mine. Here it is. But keep in mind, mine is a rooted phone. I'm using a specific ROM, and maybe it's not optimized properly. Yeah. So
you always have to face that stuff when you do custom stuff to your phone.
Maybe it's fast on your phone, but on mine, I have to use QuickPic. And you want to talk about the new Spotify?
New Spotify. Well, not so new, but it's just it got upgraded from running on beta mode to regular mode, or whatever you want to call it, official.
Out of beta.
Yeah, I guess you can get it from the market now.
Yeah, it's available at the
How were you getting it previously?
I would have to go to Spotify's website
and get the APK.
Download the APK and then
manually load it, or email it to yourself or something.
Or throw it in the Dropbox.
Load and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but now it's available in the market. I just installed it. I don't know my username, so I have to
it here.
Wait for that.
It looks really cool. It's using the new Holo theme, so it looks like it's part of the. It looks like it's part of the operating system.
Yeah.
So that's what's good about Android now is it's starting to
streamline.
Stuff. Yeah. Stuff is starting to look like all the same.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
That's really gonna, I think, bump it up just because I think that's one thing that a lot of people like with the iPhones and the iPads is just that everything looks the same pretty much. There's a standard there. And with Android apps, not all the apps are the same quality of,
So, just quickly, this is how it looks. I don't know if you can see that. No, probably. No. But it shows you all the stuff. It's very simple to use. Show me about the artist. Yeah, I mean, it's just different look to it, and I think it's overall it's faster and more stable for me.
I like it. I'll be playing with that later on today.
Cool.
So that's pretty much it. I guess if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, if you don't like the video, still press the like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, then make sure to subscribe to our channel.
Oh, and tell us what your favorite feature that they announced from WWDC was, or what feature you don't want that's coming out. That'll be interesting to hear from you guys. You heard what we kind of don't like and what we do like, so I'd like to hear what your thoughts are.
Let us know everything.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.